best thing about the conference really is that I've always gotten something that I can take back with me that's relevant and tangible to implement.
I've enjoyed this seminar because I'm a student of disruption, studying that and studying how organizations, in particular higher education institutions, move forward in these very disruptive times.
Disruption is a great word to describe the world today. I think that families have reached a point where both value and value proposition are certainly a part of the dialogue, but the harsh reality of financing tools and the resources to get access to the type of education that they want, just at least in their mind, is not there anymore.
A lot of us are really going to have to sharpen our pencils when it comes to demonstrating the return on the investment for our students.
We need to align each of the parts of our colleges and universities to develop a value proposition, to give students a reason to attend our institutions at a value that they are willing to pay.
I think we're in a substantial disruptive environment right now, particularly in higher education. The theme of the conference is perfectly timed because the transitions have been going on for a number of years.
As much as you're seeing all those "is college worth it" headlines, the big thing we're starting to see now is not just is it worth it right now for the money and the debt and the value, but what are the long-term ramifications of these situations?
This is my first time attending this conference. It's not so much just getting, this rote knowledge that you can get at places like this, but actually getting something that's pretty inspirational.
No one's ever going to compete again on what they know. It's important to know things. What they're going to compete on is what they do with that knowledge.
They just do an amazing job every year of a mix of amazing speakers. They have a way of, even though none of us knew that our topics related, they kind of magically flow together in interesting ways. But they're all very provocative, right? They're provocative speakers, they have provocative ideas, they have provocative research, and that's really what's needed right now.
How does sustainability come about? It comes about through tough decisions, it comes about through really strong planning. Can you get the students? Can you get them to pay what you need to pay? And the rest is going to evolve around that.
I thought what was best about this year's seminar was the focus on what I think are really the key drivers and key strategic issues. People were really keyed in on what are the influences that are reshaping the marketplace for higher education.
Disruptive innovations really do offer an opportunity to rethink many of the age-old assumptions that we have about higher education.
Especially with this particular group, it's traditional institutions who are trying to understand how to brace for change and how to understand whether something is really disruptive or not.
I love the way this particular seminar was organized because it touched them all. It was just really a very impressive and well-rounded seminar. And John Lawler's to be commended for keeping the trains running on time. So he did a nice job.
We're going to have to actually think about how to teach students to be prepared for this world. It's actually more being prepared for a life of change. It's more about being prepared for a life where I have to continually learn and make good decisions. It's less about developing just skills for a job. It's probably more about competencies and mindsets for the changing future.
I think people are finally starting to realize where social media can play a role in this. I think we heard from one of the presenters about how social media can be used for everything from engagement to customer service to just relationship building.
Desired learning outcomes is a key word here because we need to figure out what we want students to do when they're working with us on social media.
I'm loving every minute of it because it's all very interesting. It's just affirming, and I love to see the different speakers and where they're coming from, what they bring into it.
Is who we are distinctive enough? Is it clear enough that people will say, those folks are really different and we want to go there?
It was a terrific session at Summer Seminar. It's a beautiful day in Minneapolis today. When we're done with the session, we'll be headed to Orchestra Hall where we can convene with our colleagues to share our successes, perhaps weep over some of our challenges, but all in all, get together in a retreat almost kind of way from what it is we do on a daily basis. This seminar provides great opportunities to do that.
I don't know how many years in a row I've been coming here, but obviously John and his staff arranges for great speakers. I mean, it's content that's different from your typical conference, and I think that's exactly what John was looking to achieve, so he nailed it again.